Hello guys, good morning. Welcome to the session today. Hope you all can hear me. So let us start this session. Okay. So if you remember yesterday, we have seen the basic concepts of Google Cloud Platform and what was the cloud overview and what is the difference between the on-premises working model versus the cloud computing working model, and what is Google Cloud Platform, and what are the services that are there in the Google Cloud Platform. So today, if I wanted to work as a data engineer in the Google Cloud Platform, so how to interact with the services. So that is our topic today. So let us try to understand. So for example, we already know that Google Cloud Platform is providing you plenty of the services like compute, identity and security services, networking services, big data services, storage and database services, and machine learning services. So these many services that the Google Cloud Platform is providing for us. Okay. So if one wanted to interact with these services, how to interact with them? So there are four ways that we can able to interact with the GCP services, guys. Okay, the very first thing is console. The second method is Cloud Shell. The third method is Cloud SDK. The fourth method is web services and applications via APIs or third-party tools. Okay, so I'm gonna just mention here 1 minute, guys. I'm gonna make it as API and API or third-party tools. Okay, so this is third-party tools. So if you wanted to interact with any of the services in the GCP, these are the four ways that we can able to interact with the services. One is console, one more is Cloud Shell, one more is Cloud SDK, the third one is API or third-party tools. Okay, so let us try to understand what is all about all of these four things. So if you go to the console is a graphical user interface. So what is console, sir? Console is a graphical user interface. 1 minute. So the very first method is console, right? Cloud console or console, both are same, sir. Console, the very first thing is that it is a web-based or browser-based graphical user interface. So what is console, sir? It is a web-based graphical user interface. If anyone wanted to interact with the GCP services, they have to visually interact with the GCP services. Okay, visually with the naked eye. So if anyone wanted to work with the console or anyone wanted to interact with the services in the GCP, they can actually do it via console. Console is a web-based graphical user interface. Here, if you wanted to configure any of the services in the GCP, like creating a bucket, deleting a bucket, creating a virtual machine, creating a data proc cluster, or working with the PySpark, or creating a table or data set in the BigQuery. If you wanted to do any of the things, you are going to visually interact with the services. Okay, so that is what we call as a console, sir. Let me go to the Google Cloud Platform and show you. So if we wanted to enter into the console, we will say console.cloud.google.com. Okay, so this is our web page, guys, console.cloud.google.com. In this web page, if you go and click on enter, this is how your page looks like. This is our first page. In this first page, you will be having here left navigation menu, and here you will be having your project section where you can able to create a new project and where you can able to select the existing project. and this is your search button if you wanted to search any of the service. And here you have a open duet AI, which is similar to the chat GPT, and you have a free trial status. This is a reward button where you can able to see your free trial status. For me, I am left with 12,000 rupees. This is your cloud shell option to activate the cloud shell, and all of these features. This is a settings button. This is your account details. Okay, this is how your interface looks like. This is your console home page, guys. If you wanted to work with the any of the service in the Google Cloud platform, you can use console, right? So when I say console, for example, when you click on here, you wanted to interact with the cloud storage, you click on cloud storage. And if you wanted to create a bucket, you can just click on create, and you can provide all of these details. So this way of interacting with the GCP services, we're going to be calling it as graphical user interface interaction. Okay, so this is what we call as it is hosted on the web. That's the reason it is web based graphical user interface. Visually we are interacting it. Okay, so hope you got this clear idea. What is console, sir? Console is a web-based graphical user interface to interact with the services visually. If you wanted to create a bucket, if you wanted to delete a bucket, create a data set or a table or a virtual machine or anything, okay, you can able to do it via console. And next thing is cloud shell. Okay, the next one is cloud shell, sir. So the cloud shell is also web-based. Cloud shell is also web-based, guys, but it is not graphical user interface. Can anyone tell me what is this one? Can anyone, if anyone already know what is cloud shell? Sir, it is a command line interface. Okay, what is this one, sir? It is a command line interface. So it is a browser-based command line interface. If one wanted to interact with the GCP services, they have to use commands or scripts. Okay, they have to use the commands or scripts. So if one wanted to interact with the GCP services via commands, they can use Cloud Shell. What is Cloud Shell, sir? Cloud Shell is a web-based command line interface. Okay, web-based command line interface. So here, if you wanted to interact with any of the services in the GCP, you can use commands. If you wanted to create a bucket, or if you wanted to delete a bucket, or if you wanted to create a BigQuery data set, for each and everything, there is a command already available. Where I can do that, sir, how to work with the Cloud Shell. So if you wanted to work with the Cloud Shell, as I told you already, it is also a browser based. So that means it should be available here only, somewhere here, right? So browser based, right? So you can see here, as I told you, you have here activate Cloud Shell option, right? So when you click on this one, at the bottom, the Cloud Shell machine will be activated and the terminal will open for you. Okay, and one more thing I wanted to tell you, sir, the Cloud Shell has two faces. Cloud Shell has two faces, guys. Okay, Cloud Shell has two faces. One face I call it as Cloud Shell terminal, and the one more face is editor. Okay, it has two faces. One is Cloud Shell terminal, and one more is editor. Okay, so it has two faces. One is Cloud Shell terminal and one more is editor. Terminal is purely running your scripts and commands. Editor comes up with a version control system. Okay, it is like your IDE. similar to your IDE, sir. Okay, so here it is terminal. The terminal is to purely run interact with the services via commands. Here you can able to purely create commands and create scripts and run scripts. All of these things you can do it here. Sir, I wanted to have a IDE kind of an environment. IDE development environment, sir. Integrated development environment if you wanted to have. And sir, you wanted to have a version control system features, version controlling features also if you need to have. So in that case, you can go to the editor. So both the systems are available in the Cloud Shell only. So Cloud Shell has two phases. First phase I call it as the Cloud Shell terminal, and the next phase is called as the editor. Terminal where you can create the commands, where you can create the scripts, where you can able to run the scripts and commands. And editor is also you can do the both the things. You can create the scripts and all of those things, and it comes up with an IDE environment such as integrated development environment, and it comes up with the version control features as well. Okay, so let me show you, sir. Okay, let me show you. So if you, as I told you, when I click on this activate Cloud Shell button, this is what it opened. Okay, sir, I wanted to interact with the Google Cloud Storage. GSUtil ls. When you give GSUtil ls, it will show you all the buckets inside the Google Cloud Storage. We are interacting with the Google Cloud Storage from the Cloud Shell, sir. You see here. So if I go to the Cloud Storage here, so how many buckets here I have? Can anyone tell me how many buckets we have here, sir? Total 5 buckets you see here. But when you go here also, you will be able to see the same buckets. The names also the same. This is what I am telling you. Whether you can able to interacting via console or the Cloud Shell, both are same. So if you wanted to list out the buckets in the cloud storage, what do? You come just to the cloud storage, you'll be able to see. And if you wanted to list out the buckets here, you will be able to use the commands here, gsutil ls. Similarly, sir, I wanted to list out the files inside this bucket. You click on this bucket. This is visually you are interacting. Console is visually you are interacting. And here you will be able to see all the files. Similarly, sir, I wanted to see the similar way. gsutil ls and the what was the bucket name? This landing bucket, right? Landing bucket. You can use this one, this command, and you can able to show all the files here. You see, you have total 1, 2, 3, 6 files are there. Here also you have all the 6 files. So however you are interacting, the result will be the same thing. Some people wanted to interact via console, some people wanted to interact via Cloud Shell. Some projects needs to be accessed via only console. Some projects only need to have access to the Cloud Shell. So it depends on the project, it depends on the individual how they wanted to interact with the services. Okay, sir, this is terminal. This is perfectly fine. You will be able to see the terminal here. Okay, sir, where I can see the editor. So this is where you can create the scripts and run the scripts and commands, all of those things. So that is perfectly fine. But where I can see the editor, sir, you will be able to see here open editor option. Click on this open editor option. When you click on the open editor option, the editor will be open for you. Okay, so this is how your editor looks like. As I told you, it is similar to your version control system or similar to the VS Code, guys. Similar to the VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Okay, so you can able to run your, you can able to write your code. You have here version control system also. So all the features are here only. Okay, if one wanted to write a code, Python code, Java code, all of those things, they can actually write it from here. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so you can write your code. If you wanted to write Python code, you can come here and write something Python code. So that's perfectly work. So hi everyone, this is a editor from Cloud Shell. So this is how it works. Okay, so you have two phases as I told you. One is terminal, one more is editor. Hope this point is clear. Anyone have any questions until here? Yeah, I think it is clear. Okay, so the next thing is that the next topic is cloud SDK. SDK, we usually call it as a SDK. Okay, software development kit. Okay, so what is cloud SDK or SDK, software development kit? Sir, Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK both are same. Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK both are same. The only difference is that SDK is local based. Okay, where you are seeing this Cloud Shell? Can anyone tell me where the Cloud Shell is hosted? Can anyone tell me where the Cloud Shell is hosted, guys? So it is hosted on top of the web. That is on the Google Cloud Platform. It is hosted on the web. That is the reason you call it as a web-based. But SDK is not like that. You can actually install the SDK on top of your local machine. Okay, you can actually install the Cloud SDK on top of your local machine. So that's the reason you call it as a local based. I am calling it as a local based. And as I told you, it is also a command line interface. It is also command line interface, guys. And here also you can interact with the services via commands or scripts. Okay, so this is what is SDK. This is what is SDK, sir. Okay, so if you wanted to install the SDK, what I have to do, sir? If one wanted to install the SDK, they can actually do one thing, that is, so if you guys go to my notes, if you click on this third tab, that is GCP concepts, here whatever you guys are learning, all the things are here, only GCP interfaces, Google Cloud Platform Introduction, GCP interfaces, Cloud Shell, Cloud SDK, all of these things are here. And if one wanted to interact with you can able to see here on the right side, you have the pages, you can click on install SDK. And so this is how you can able to install the SDK on top of your local machine. Okay, to install the SDK, it's very easy for you to, what you have to do is that, just click on this link. Okay, once you click on this link, the installer will be downloaded to your local machine. The installer will be downloaded. Just click on this link so that the link installer, Cloud SDK installer will be downloaded. Just launch the installer and follow the prompts. Just click on installation. Once the installation is completed, the installer presents several options as below. Just click on finish, and this is how you can interact with this one. For me also, I have already installed. You can see here, this is how it is. So until here, this you guys have to follow the step. Until the installation, you guys have to follow the step. After the installation, what we have to do, you can click on the Cloud SDK and you can start the Cloud SDK. And we have to follow these four options. I will tell you now. But if you guys wanted to install it, just click on this link. See here, once I click on it, it is installed. You can see here, it is installed. Just go to the folder. Just go to the folder, right click on it, run as administrator. Okay, so once you run as an administrator, you will be able to see, this is how you can able to install it. Click on yes and it will be installed for you. Okay, once it is installed, you have to follow these four steps. Once it is installed, you just click on open the SDK. Okay, come here and click on SDK and open it. Once you open it, it will be opened like this. The very first command you'll be able to see, what we have to do is that the very first command is gcloud auth login. Okay, what is the command? Gcloud auth login. Copy it. paste it here. Why we are doing it, sir? We need to. This is Cloud SDK. Cloud SDK does not. This is your SDK. The SDK is installed on top of your local machine. It does not know what is your login, username, and password. It does not know your login details. So you have to log into your Google account. So for that, you are going to mention gcloud auth login. Click on enter. So it come to this particular page, and if this is your account, click on this account, or if you wanted to provide one more account details, you can provide. I'm going to click on this my account because this is my account details. Click allow. So that you are now authenticated with the gcloud CLI. That means you can also see here the same thing. The project is selected, this project. If you wanted to change the project, you can also see here your printer project is this one. You can change this setting by running this below command. Okay, so you can run this command to change the project, and gcloud config set project. The project ID we have to provide. The project ID here it is. This is your project name. This is your project ID. Copy this project ID. Come here and enter. Okay, so earlier we have seen the gsutil right? You will be able to run the same command here also. Don't worry, I will cover all of these commands in our upcoming sessions. So just to make you aware that SDK also comes up with all the features, and it can understand your gsutil commands and gcloud commands as well. See here, earlier it was showing the buckets like this. And again, so the same thing, you can also see in this one, the files inside this particular bucket, 6 files are there, right? You can able to see. So however you are interacting, whether you are interacting via Cloud Shell, the result is same. Whether you are interacting via Cloud Console or Cloud SDK, okay, all are same thing. These are three different ways that we can able to interact with the GCP services via command line interface or the visual interface. Okay, anyone have any questions here? So this is how you can install it, guys. I have mentioned the steps here. So once all people are registered for the course, I will send you this link so that you can able to, install SDK for your future interaction purpose as well. Okay. So this is how we have a SDK also. Okay. You have here console and a cloud shell, cloud SDK, and fourth thing is APIs and third-party tools. Okay, the fourth method is that what one, sir? It is nothing but your APIs and okay, third-party tools. For example, GCP offers a plenty of APIs also. If you wanted to, it has a set of APIs or application programming interfaces that allow you to interact with various GCP services programmatically. Okay, you can actually use these APIs to automate the task, to integrate the GCP services with your applications, or access some other GCP resources. So that is how it works. So for example, if you have your Python application, okay, let me go to the notes only. Okay, you see here. So the fourth method is APIs. API is nothing but application programming interfaces, guys. Okay, so assume that you have a client libraries. So we already know that Google supports plenty of the client libraries. Okay, if you wanted to do, sir, I wanted to provide or I wanted to automate something programmatically. Sir, I wanted to integrate GCP services programmatically. Okay, in such scenario, you can actually use APIs. Okay, you wanted to, I mean, API is nothing but application programming interface. Okay, so if one wanted to, for example, if they have any Python application, Python or Java or Go or any other application, okay, if they wanted to interact with the GCP services via that application, they can actually use the APIs. Okay, so GCP provides client libraries for your popular programming languages such as you can use Python or a Java or a Go language, Node.js, so that you can able to interact with these services via APIs. Okay, so this is our fourth way of interacting with the services. And there is also one more thing such as third-party tools, such as, for example, you have a Visual Studio Code, IDE, or you have some kind of a ETL tool, okay, or you have some Power BI. So when you have a plenty of external applications or a third-party tools or third-party IDEs, you can also interact with those services. Okay, you can also interact with those services. We call them as a third-party tools or third-party IDEs or um, or some application, third-party applications like such as Power BI, for example. Okay, Power BI, Tableau, some ETL tools. Okay, they can actually use all of these things. Tableau and ETL tools and some applications. Okay, so all these can also interact with the GCP services. Okay, so this is how you can able to interact with the GCP services, sir. These are all the ways to interact with the GCP services. So any which method you can actually use to interact with the GCP services. Any question, anyone here? Yes, please. Of course, you can. Okay, you can. Yeah. So these methods you can able to interact with the GCP services, console, Cloud Shell, SDK, APIs, third-party tools. I may not be telling you the third-party tools. There are plenty of third-party tools you can actually interact with, and there are plenty of IDEs, and there are some commonly used data engineering perspective, Power BI, Tableau, ETL tools, some other applications you can able to interact with that. Okay. So this is how GCP interfaces, guys. Any question anyone having, please tell me. If anyone have any question, please let me know, guys. Okay, so this is what is GCP interfaces, guys. Okay, and now let me tell you the Google Cloud Platform entire features, guys. A console walkthrough I wanted to tell you. Okay, I wanted to tell you the console walkthrough so that you will come to know. So in this console walkthrough, what we will discuss, let me tell you first. Sorry. So console walkthrough. So you should understand what are all the features, where are all the features, how to interact with the services, how to work with the services. So that comes under here only. So first, the very first important aspect is that I want you guys to create your account. So start with create account, create a free tier account. Okay. So if one wanted to create a free tier account, I will tell you how to create a free tier account in 1 minute. And after that, create and set up project. All the services in the GCP can be tagged to the project only. So you must create the project or you must select the project to interact with the GCP services. Okay. So once your account is created, if you wanted to interact with any of the services, you must create and set up your project. The third thing is enable and man. Okay. Enable and manage billing accounts. Enable billing and manage billing accounts. So this is your third step. If you want it, 1 minute, guys. Sorry, guys. So once you enable the billing, you need to enable for few services only. You need to enable the APIs. Okay. So not for all the services, few. Okay. Few services. And next thing is final thing is that you can able to interact with the services. Interact or work with the services. Okay, so this is how it is. If you wanted to interact or work with any of the services, you need to have the enable the APIs, you need to enable the billings, and you have to have a project, and you do have to have a project for at least first account. Okay, so these are the things that we need to follow first thing. Okay. So I'm calling as services, guys, whatever the resource in the GCP. Okay, for example, Google Cloud Platform providing you plenty of the GCPs. Okay, if you go to the Google Cloud Platform, whatever you see, you call it as a resource. Resources are also called as a services. Okay, so this is what it is. GCP provides you plenty of the resources, nothing but plenty of the services. Okay, so this is terminology. So cloud storage is one resource and it is a one service for us. Resource is something that, I mean, GCP perspective, it is a resource, but for you, it is a service. Okay, so all the resources and services. Now, let me gonna tell you how to create an account. Okay, I already have the free tier account created. I'm going to show you the video. I'm going to play the video so that you can actually able to create your account. I'm going to copy this link and post this link in the chat so that later point of time, if you guys wanted to create an account, I'm going to just copy this entire thing. Copy this entire thing and paste it in the chat, guys. So what you can do is that copy that particular link from the chart and try to create your free tier account during the maybe by tomorrow or maybe by next week. Okay, you can create a free tier account, guys. I have pasted the link. So you have the video link. Just click on this video link. Once you have so the video link will be opened like this, and you have here the Google Drive video. You can just play it. So just this video will be played. Just try to pay attention how to create an account, and it will be explaining you all the things how to create how to set up your account and all of those things. Okay, just So if you are looking at this page, that means you have activated your account, guys. So there are two steps. One is create account and activate account. Don't upgrade, okay? So two steps only: create and activate. Activating with this, if you wanted to activate your account, okay, you can actually play the video and watch the video and to do it for yourself. But the prerequisite to create your account is you need to have an existing account, or you can create a dummy account first thing, or you need to have a debit card or a credit card with 2 rupees. Okay, for this particular activation of your account, the verification required from your debit card and or credit card end. So that's the reason they are going to do a transaction of 2 rupees. So you should have a proper credit card or debit card with 2 rupees inside, and then you can follow the steps. So the very first step is you go to the Google Cloud platform, enter your credentials, select your country and account type. After that, you complete the transaction of OTP. Free credits will be added to your account. Okay, so this is how you can able to follow. So what is the use of this account? This account comes up with the free credits of $300. Okay, this one comes up with a $300, guys. $300 for next 90 days. Okay, so you can actually use this $300 for the next 90 days, guys. So that's the benefit. So you can work with any of the services. If you wanted to do any things, you can actually do it with these things. $300 for the next 90 days. Okay, so I suggest you all to create your account maybe by tomorrow, so that it will be useful for you. Maybe whenever I'm covering the sessions, you will be able to practice there also. Okay, so this is how it is. And next, we need to set up the project. Okay, once the account is created, sir, once the account is created, you will be able to see the first page like this. When you open it, you will be able to see the first page. If one have any of the doubts or where I can see the free credits, they can go to the left navigation menu. They can click on this billing. Okay, they can click on this billing. If you click on the billing, so this page opens, and at the bottom, if you scroll down, you will be able to see bottom right, you have a free trial credit. Okay, you have a free trial credit that is of 12,000 rupees, 12,500 rupees. For me, I am left with, usually you will get total 24,000. I have utilized half of the amount. I am left with only half. Total will be, for you it is 90 days. You will be able to see here 90 days, and here you will be able to see 24,000 rupees. Okay, that is your free trial credit for next 90 days. Okay, so this is how you will be able to see that you have activated your account. And don't ever click on this activate button. This activity is nothing but you are upgrading your account. Don't click on this button. Okay, we need to just activate the free trial, not upgrade your account. Okay, once this is completed, you will come to this particular thing. Okay, this home page. And if you wanted to create any project or set up your project, you have here project section. Click on it. For me, I am seeing all of these pages, but let's not worry about. For you also, you'll be able to see this my first project, but don't worry about it. You can create your own project. Click on this new project. If you wanted to create a new project, click on this new project. And if you wanted to select a new project, there are two parameters. One is project name and the project ID. Project ID is by default taken, but you can click on edit. Okay, so you have project name, project ID, and project number also. Project name, you can provide anything. You can give GCP morning batch. Project ID also, you can give any random name and click on create. So you have here project name, project ID, and one more is project number is also there. So I'm going to tell you the difference between these three. So you have totally three numbers are there, sir. Project name, so you have project name, project ID, project number. You will be having three parameters if you wanted to create a project. So this is who creating it. This is can be changed or not, immutable, nothing but can be changed later or not. Once it is created, the project name is given, can we change it or not? So who will be creating it? So green color is something that positive, or I will say like this. For example, if you wanted to create a project, you have to provide the project name. So it's you. You have to provide the project name. You have to provide the project name. Or I am going to say user. User has to provide the project name. And can be changed later or not? Yes, it can be changed later. Okay. So who will be providing the project name? User will be providing the project name. Can we change it later also? Yes, we can change it. Project ID provided by the user. Can we change it later? No, you cannot actually change it later. The project number, it is auto assigned by the Google. Auto assigned by the Google, sir, you can't create the project number and you can't change it. Okay, so this is how it is, guys. So project number, project name is used provided by the user, can be changed later. Project ID provided by the user but cannot be changed later. Cannot be changed later. Project number not assigned by you. Something wrong. Not assigned by you. Cannot be changed later also. Okay. So these are the three parameters that you have to provide. Once you provide this, you can only provide two parameters, project ID and project name. Just click on create so that the project is created and you will be able to see the project is created. You will be having your, once you click on this one, you will be having here, this is your project name. This one, weekend batch GCP, or you can select any other project. GCP morning batch. You see here, which we have created, GCP morning batch. So you can able to see GCP morning batch. This is your project name. This is your project ID. This is your project number. Okay. So you can also see here, this is your project name. This is your project ID. Okay. Any question here? Any question here, guys? Okay, great. So we have also done one more thing, that is we have also set up project. Okay, so this is also completed. Next, enable billing and manage billing. If you once you have created your project, assume that by default the project is billing is enabled. Let me try to show you where you can disable the billing, where you can enable the billing. So you can click on the billing section. Okay, for this particular project, it is not having any billing account. You can click on manage billing accounts. Okay, so you can come here. See here, for GCP morning batch, the billing is disabled. I have disabled actually. Okay. If one wanted to enable the billing, they can come to this same page and they have to click on this billing accounts and they have to select the my projects. And this is the billing disabled. You see, you'll be able to see here disabled. You can click on this three dots, change billing, select the billing account, set active, set account. Okay. So that is how you have to do it. Or else what will happen is that if you are disable, if you wanted to disable it, come here, click on disable billing, disable billing. So if the billing is disabled, what is the problem, sir? Let me show you. So if you try to access any of the service and if you wanted to create service, it will show you the error. it's going to be throwing you an error saying that you can't work with any of the service in the GCP without enabling the billing. So you must enable the billing only. First thing is that set the project and enable the billing. Okay, if you wanted to enable the billing, click on this thing, click on this thing, this page opens, click on this billing accounts and go to the my projects and select that. Where is that? This one. Okay. Oh, this one. Okay, whatever it is. Change billing, set billing account, set account. Okay, and then if you go to that particular service again, you will not be able to see that error. Okay, so this is how you can able to enable the billing and disable the billing. You must enable the billing to work with any of the service in the GCP. And not only that, you can also create some billing alerts as well. Okay, you can also see the billing reports. Okay, what is the cost associated for us? We are in a free trial, so the total will be zero only, but you will be able to see the cost associated for each service. If you wanted to project by project, if you wanted to see, you can able to filter the projects also. So this is how you have all the features. I want you guys to look at everything and try to because it is everything is self-explanatory here. Okay, you can come to here and you will be able to understand. So in a January 6, what is the cost if you wanted to see? So everything is here, guys. Just try to come to here and try to understand it. If you wanted to filter it via month, via date, via project, via service, via any of these things, you can able to select everything via APIs. Okay, so just come here and select it. So this is how you can click on the reports, cost tables. You can able to see the cost tables for each project wise cost. And if you wanted to export the billing also, you can export the billing to the BigQuery or export it to the CSV file or anything. And if you wanted to create any of the alerts for your budget, you can also create an alert and give them some name, monthly alerts. And for all the projects, click on next, and how much amount you wanted to select. All of those things you can actually provide it. So just go and make yourself comfortable with this, all of these features. Okay, you never use it, but just to get some idea, you can actually come here and make yourself comfortable. The very important thing is that enable and disable in the billing that I have just told you. Okay, so that is how you will be enabling and enable the billing and disable the billing. Okay, so that is also which we call as a enabling billing and manage the billing accounts. And the next thing is that enabling the API. Enable API is not for all the services, it is only for few services. See here, we have opening the cloud storage, but it was never asked to enable the API. Okay, cloud storage will not ask you to enable the API. Only few services, guys. For example, if you go to Composer, it will ask you to enable the API. Okay, so actually it is not asking you. Maybe I might have already enabled the API. Okay, let me click on this environment. It may ask. No, it is not asking. 1 minute. Maybe it is also not asking. So this is how it is. So why it was not asking, it's because for those projects I might have enabled the API. For every project, whenever you are using some services, you need to enable the API. It's very easy. You come to here, you click on enable. That's it. API will be enabled. Okay, it's a free of cost. You don't need to pay anything, but you are authorizing to use this API. So that is what is that it does mean. Okay, so whenever you wanted to use any of the project, any of the service in that, you need to have a project, you need to enable the billing, you need to enable the API. Okay, so that is APIs. Sir, I wanted to see all the APIs. You can actually click on this one. You can go to the API and services. You can enable all the APIs also here. Okay, so if you wanted to enable APIs, you can click on enable API. So search for that particular service. For example, earlier we have selected with the Composer, right? So you can search that. So Composer API. and you can enable it. It is already enabled. That's the reason you see the manage button. So, okay, so this is how if you wanted to enable it or disable the APIs, you can come to this particular service. That is APIs and services. Okay. The final thing is that how to interact with the GCP services, guys. Can anyone tell me? How to interact with the GCP services? So yes, we have a console. Don't
Sorry.
forget, guys.
Cloud Shell,
Yeah.
SDK.
SDK. And final thing, you can also use third-party tools, third-party tools I just
IDs.
mentioned. Yeah, APIs and all of those things. Okay, so these are the ways that you are going to interact with the services. Okay, is it clear? Anyone have any questions on today's class? So this is it for today, guys. If anyone have any questions, so I have pasted the link in the chat for you to create the free tier account. Just go and try to create your account and set your project also, enable the billing also, enable the APIs, and make yourself comfortable with the console, cloud shell, cloud SDK, and third party tools. Okay. Yep. Any questions? So you guys have to complete the enrollments, guys. Okay. So far, it is all the things we have completed. The demos are completed. If anyone wanted to further continue to the next classes, you have to complete your registration. Ask your admin and try to complete your registration. The link will be changed from tomorrow. The classes from tomorrow 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Only this week, this weekend we have the weekend classes, but from next week onwards you don't have a weekend classes. Only will be having from Monday to Friday. Okay, so classes will be from Monday to Friday. The timings are Monday to Friday. The classes are 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. So the sessions are these are the timings. Okay, and complete your registrations. Otherwise, you won't get the link. Okay, enroll yourself for the course so that you'll be able to get the proper link to attend the classes. And once you complete your registration, they will also send you these three demo videos. Okay, demo videos they will send you. I mean demo recordings. Not only demo, all the recording sessions will be there. So if someone missed one of the class, they can also send you the demo recordings if you complete the registration. So all the demos and video recordings will be available inside your folder. They will share you the folder also. Okay, so try to do this thing. Any questions here? Someone was asking. Yes, please. Yes. Yes. Yes, Ajay. Big table is only definition wise. Okay, definition front, basic 1 hour class. Yes. Which data? Sorry. That we can bring it. I will tell you all of those things. Yeah. No, 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 no. The security as a data engineer, how much knowledge you need to have, that much knowledge I will be telling. Okay, not more than that. Okay, the security is a very big topic. We are not going to become a security engineer. Yeah, this is only the basic idea you need to have. Okay, so as a data engineer, how much knowledge you need to have for the security or the computer options or the networking, that knowledge only I will be giving you, not more than that. But for the data engineering, all the topics will be covered here. Okay. So yeah, SSG. If you have any questions. No, no, no. They will create the project. I mean, not that you don't create the projects. Okay, developers. I mean, maybe in the very early stages, even the developers, data engineers also create the projects, but that is only for the POC. But in a organized company or in a process based companies, what they do, they will be having an admin who will be creating the project and they will be providing you the access. I will tell you in upcoming classes also how to provide the access to the project and all of those things. Okay, but now usually in some POC projects, data engineers are creating the project, so you must know how to create a project. In some companies, admins and DevOps engineer create the project and they provide the access to you. Okay, both the things I will tell you. Yes. Any other questions, anyone, please? Yes, Ajay. Not application migration. We are covering data migration. Yes. Yeah. So we will be having data migration project, we will be having PySpark project, we will be having Apache Beam project, we will be having Airflow projects. So all the things are covered here, guys. End to end batch pipeline and streaming pipelines are also covered. So don't worry about that. You also go to my notes and try to see it. Everything is mentioned here properly. Okay, you can also see here. So all the things are properly mentioned here. You can go and read it out the curriculum. You have the all the resume templates and everything. So I will share you this link maybe tomorrow, guys, so that you'll be able to check it out. Okay. Yeah. You can also go here and you can see here we have an end-to-end batch pipeline. Okay. So we have where we are moving the data from BigQuery to GCS, and you have the case studies GCS to Dataproc to BigQuery, and you have a plenty of other case studies for your. This is one of the case study I will telling you. Other two case studies is an assignment, and you have a actual assignments also. And end-to-end pipeline I will be telling you. This is a batch pipeline, end-to-end batch pipeline, and here also you have a end-to-end streaming pipeline also. Okay, you can also click on the code. You'll be able to see why I'm not able to open it. Okay, but I'm gonna open this thing. You can open this code and you will be able to have the code right here. Okay, we will be creating this code from starting to end onwards. Okay. Yeah. No, Hadoop ecosystem is something that, I mean, Hadoop is something, again we are not covering the Hive and all of those things because we have our own BigQuery in the data in the Google Cloud platform that is covered. But what is Spark, what is Hadoop, how to create the cluster, everything is covered. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys, I think this is it for today, and we will see a few more things tomorrow. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye bye. Complete your registrations too. What would be the fee for the course? You can connect with the team, Ravinder. You can connect with the admin team. They will help you on the registrations. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye bye. Thank you.